Hey YouTube, welcome to episode 3 of Two Loons and a Fishing Boat channel. Since the last episode, Keith has designed and built 2 bespoke bait boards that will clip to some railings and provide a bait preparation area and somewhere to hang pre-baited rigs. I've done some detailing work on the dashboard to make it look a bit better and installed a new hatch for the fuel locker. We're still researching and working out the best way to replace the floor, and I'm desperate for warmer weather so I can start painting. Please consider giving a thumbs up if you like what we're doing, and if you have any ideas, jot them down in the comments below. We hope you like it. To make the dashboard look a bit nicer, I'm going to add some profile detailing, and as B&Q had 8-foot strips in the bargain bin at 20p a strip, it'd be rude not to. For the top edge, I'm simply going to cut a piece that's quite quadrant-like to the length of the dashboard and glue it in place, and later on I'll run some cork where it joins just to finish it off. For the instrument panel, I'm just using some thin pine strip wood and mitered so the corners look good. The reason for going for plain strip wood is because once the dashboard is finished, it will allow small items such as a pencil to be placed on the lip of the instrument panel and less likely to fall on the deck in choppier waters. Once more, I'm going to drop some cork in the joints. With that finished, I just need the weather to get a bit warmer so I can do some final sanding and then start painting it. If the weather doesn't improve soon, I might have to set up a tarp and heat it up using a fan heater.
Now we're going to make some bait boards for the boat for when we're out fishing. To start with, we're going to use a couple of normal kitchen chopping boards, and measured from the outside would give us approximately 46mm for some sides, which I'm now going to cut from the extra board you saw in the previous picture. As you can see, I've cut one edge off already, and I'm using the bandsaw to do so, and cutting the nice edges that have got the rounded tops to give it a nice finish naturally. Here's all the pieces cut and stood in place, and how it's going to be when welded, which I'm going to do with a soldering iron. And to start with, I'll just tack each corner in place with a bit of heat from the iron, and then again up the middle of each piece. And there's an example of how the weld turned out. From the left to the middle is how it's welded, and then from the middle to the right with nothing, and there's a finished product. They turned out quite well, I think. The sides are quite sturdy. They put up to a bit of pressure. They should do the job fine.
Okay, so Keith has already scraped the worst of the silicone off, but there are some tiny remnants which need to be got rid of before we can apply new. To do this, I'm going to generously spray some WD-40 and let it soak for 15 to 20 minutes. WD-40 is very effective at loosening old silicone, but it's equally effective at loosening new silicone, so I generally wouldn't recommend it, and we all know WD-40 can be quite persistent and is likely to leave a residue waiting for the new silicone. But to try and combat this, I'm going to spray some degreaser and then finally some sugar soap in the hope that it will remove any traces. Sugar soap is probably not the best thing to clean GRP with, as it is abrasive, so while I wouldn't use it for day-to-day cleaning, it will be fine for this job. Now our surface is prepped, it's time to make the necessary adjustments to the hull. The new hatch is about 3mm deeper than the old one, and I'll need to make a couple of cutouts for the hinges. Then I'll line it up and drill the holes ready for fitting before running a continuous bead of exterior silicone around the hatch edge. Once that's done, it's simply a case of bolting it down with 5mm stainless countersunk machine screws with matching washers and nuts. Job done.